procession of the species is coming. The procession of the species is a yearly event for the community, by the community, about the community in which we all live, the natural world.
Hello, my name is Eli. I'm the director of Earthbound Productions, a little outfit I started some time ago. And within that concept of Earthbound Productions, one of the great projects that we've been able to produce is the procession of the species celebration. And in fact, the absolute mission statement of Earthbound Productions is, and it may seem a little bit strange, but it's true, for 30 years, the mission statement is to elevate the dignity of the human spirit by enhancing the cultural exchange between communities and the natural world. And to do that through a process of imagination, creation, and sharing. So the final act is sharing, which is where culture resides. So when we think of the beginning of the procession itself, and everything is, there's always some magic, but there is a great orchestration of both thought and vision and mechanics. And in my understanding of how to continue on with this procession, the goal was to do it for 20 years. And it was divided into 4 sections of 5 years apiece. So the first 5 years were what we call the year of the mask, the next 5 years, the years of the dance, the next 5 years, the year of the voice, and the last 5 years was the year of the heart. And this year's theme was called The Rise of Reflection, because we really have to reflect on a lot of things. So our very first procession, also what brought that procession together was a woman named Holly Burchett Hall and Jane Poole, 2 school teachers who were spectacular in getting a number of the schools involved in classes and such like that. And so we only had, we made our little gathering on procession day. We only had one band, and so the samba band led off, and then after a couple blocks stepped off to one side, let one of the elements go. So we had our 4 elements, and let one element go through, and then they went to the forefront. So eventually, so that every element at least had a chance to go past the music. There was the fluxum that's just in the air, in the water itself, in nature, somehow just latched on to this thing called procession. It was something that was that I personally and the people we were working with were trying to expand beyond the context of our community, but also the context of our own human drama. So from the very start, this was all about something that was larger than who we are. And the underpinnings of that is in the name itself. It was a very deliberate decision from the very beginning to call this idea a procession and not a parade. So there's 2 parts to this procession, and certainly the substantial part of having, and the most effortful part, is creating a free community art studio where people can come in and create art. We create we give them the supplies, and people work together, and there's workshops and stuff, and we go out and we ask for donations to sort of make that come forward. We do, oftentimes sort of think about supporters, but we get supported from this, certainly through a lot of different grants. The Community Foundation, the Squaxin, the Squaxin tribe has given us money. The Park Foundation, the lodging tax from both Thurston and City of Olympia. I've named a few people. There are dozens and dozens of people more who have been at the core of really moving this procession forward, and there has to be an absolute sort of appreciation for what we're trying to arrive at. What are we really offering? And in effect, we really are just making an invitation. We basically are making an invitation for people to come and witness their creative spirit in the context of this miracle of nature. It's an absolute inclusive invitation, but to a very exclusive intention. And that is really for us to honor our place in this miraculous beauty of the natural world. And then from an administrative side, from an Earthbound Production side, our goal is simply not to be pointing our fingers and telling people what to do. It is to make sure that there's an incredibly safe environment for people to participate, both in a community art studio and then on the street, and to make sure that the safety or the context of that environment actually contributes to the identity of a community. This is about a community of behavior, and in the behavior is basically acceptance that we're looking at. And then again, for our work, and this is the work with the City of Olympia, with the Downtowns Associations, with businesses, how do we put a place that literally creates a space where people is not hidden away in some arena or some gymnasium, but is out where the community thrives, and say, yes, this is a reflection this is a reflection of who we are. And then there is the procession day itself. For us, that day is getting registration, getting everyone organized, what order is people going to come in. But it's mostly a keeping the fingers crossed kind of day. Is it going to rain? Is everyone just going to really be cool with no written words? Is everyone who is on the sidelines, is it just going to be full of acceptance? We have no idea which element is going first, second, or third. We just okay, you guys, this is just like nature. And then we call them out. And poof, down the street we go. And we just let one block flow out, and then we let another block flow out. And there isn't, because we don't have any numbers, we don't have any names. It's just wow, we actually are a procession. And that then means that people on the sidewalk are literally just part of the procession itself. That's why everyone feels like we're in it together. So that's what you witness, and you just have to be there to see it. There's so many people who are in the art studio working who have never seen the procession before. They've only heard about it. And so for us, it'll be fingers crossed that the joy and generosity and acceptance that's been there in the past exists this year. However, as I've told everyone who's organizing it, it's an invitation. We have no idea who's going to show up. We'll make the best invitation we can, and then we'll keep our fingers crossed, and then we'll see what arrives. But it remains for us as an organized group, this is the invitation. You are welcome, and we just simply hope that when it's all over, you just go wow, we can have things happen here in our town.